Hello Eagles fans and welcome to this week's edition of the SchoDown, where I give you the lowdown with what's happening around the football club. A big derby win for the team on the weekend, so we've got the head coach back in the studio for today's show. Welcome back, Adam Simpson. Hello, mate.
Good to be here, mate.
I thought we'd got rid of, I thought this Ask Simo thing, I thought you were gone.
I thought it was a two-way.
Did you request this after the win?
I did. Yeah,
Mate,
if we win, I come in.
Yeah, great, correct. We'll see you the next 20 weeks in a row.
That'd be good.
Mate, got to be happy with that sort of win. I was trying to think of maybe different ways to talk about it. How do you balance a lot of negativity from external to a couple of wins in a row now, first time since 2021, and messaging in the media?
I suppose what we're looking at the moment is there's a lot of attention on individuals. So obviously Harley's part of that, and Elliot and Jake Waterman. But internally, we were doing a lot of things that we like as a team. So how we defend, our contest and our method around that, our clearance work. So that's probably the difference between external and internal at the moment. We're rewarding the trademark type of actions, which we're seeing more and more of, which tells us we're in a better space.
You must have been happy to hold up in that first quarter. Freo had some real dominance in the game, and the back line, as well as the midfield, able to sort of steady the ship a little bit.
Yeah, and you've been a part of that too over the journey, where there's just that one quarter where you just got to hold up as best you can. And the pressure was reasonable up the ground, and our backs leveraged really well and worked together. So I think they had 15 or 16 inside 50s, but it didn't feel like we were stuck in our back half. It was just the game was panning out that way. I think we gave 3 or 4 free kicks from stoppages, and their ball movement got through us a few times. So yeah, we held up pretty well in the first quarter, and then the tide turned and they got a spell in the third quarter, I suppose.
You know, every year as a player, I used to have to fill out this AFL record, and always would say, what's your coach's favourite saying? And driving here today, I was thinking about things that you used to say, and I know you probably think I wasn't listening, but you have taught me some things. And one thing you used to roll out a lot was, it's never as good as it seems, and it's also never as bad as it seems. Are you trying to take that attitude in this week?
I've been trying to say that for 2.5 years.
A bit longer.
No, well, what we've been going through, I suppose, it's trying to find the balanced wave. And unfortunately, my personality just doesn't go over the top on success, but the good part is I don't go too low on when we struggle. So that's a little bit of where I'm at the moment. I see the fans are so happy. It's so good to see some smiles on the faces of people at the club as well, because it's been hard. But I'm looking at that's 2 games. Can we keep going? And so I probably tend to err on the side of caution when it comes to celebrating, which is a flaw, because you got to enjoy your wins. So no, you're right. It's never as good or as bad as it seems. And at the moment, I think we're in a reasonable spot, but there's still some work to do.
Were you in the box or on the bench coaching on the weekend?
I was in the box the last 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I've been on the bench to connect with the players as much as anything, but it's hard, I'm really removed from the game. So in terms of the collective and the strategy part, and the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been pretty competitive, and I feel like I'm, more value in the box.
Maybe just stay up there. The last 3 weeks have been pretty good, mate.
Yeah, I think I will. What it does, I forget how easy it is to talk to the players too on the phone and really have that connection as well. But when the younger the group, the more face-to-face and trying to manage the bench, as much as they do a really good job down there, sometimes it might bring a calming influence if I'm down there.
Yep, good. All right, let's get to the people's questions. Simo, Mitchell Aiden asks, the young kids are coming along really nicely. How do you balance letting them express themselves while still playing in a team system?
That's exactly how we want them to play. So we have the strategy piece has been really simple. You would have really enjoyed it, Scully.
I enjoy it all the time.
Well, I know you.
Other when you drop me.
So half the time. Look, the issue with our younger players, sometimes you can fill them with too much information and they forget to play. And you see that with some young guys, over the journey. But this year we've kept it pretty simple, and our older players have really led the way. So, there's room for the experience and what those older guys are doing. It allows our younger players to commit to the team stuff, but also express themselves with what we see with Harley or Chester or Ruben or Long or Marek or these guys. The balance is reasonable at the moment.
Yep, good. Daniel John Kershaw asks, who isn't getting enough kudos in the side right now? And the media show us the same players each week, but who is standing out to you, maybe behind closed doors?
There's a few players, not just the young, but Long plays a really important role for us with his running patterns, and all these half forwards these days, they run different patterns to help the team, and a lot of his stuff is selfless. So long he's doing some really good stuff for us. Brady Hoff at the other end is doing some really good jobs. You know, essentially he had Walters on the weekend, and he's had Waitman, and he's had Green and number 11 for Sydney. Papley. So he's had those guys. So his role's been fantastic to help take out the best small forwards, and then the experienced guys like Andrew Gaff, who's obviously struggling a little bit at the moment to get back in the scene. He's doing everything he can, but his leadership around the young guys has been exceptional, and what he's done to connect, you know, the young guys to what's important about that wing role has been really important as well.
It looks like from a role-playing perspective, Jamie Cripps and Jaden Hunt might be in there. They're doing playing a role really well. I mean, Cripps has done that for a long time.
He has, and you know what we're like, mate. We've pretty much got 18 roles on the field, so the clarity of that is important. And yeah, sometimes it's hard when you're really finding it difficult to be competitive to run your role. But the last month, I reckon we've doubled down on that as much as the other simple stuff as well.
Yep, good answer that one. Jason Hafford asks, what has Brady Hoff done in the off-season? I see him as a bit of a new Shep in the side. Your thoughts?
No, not a lot other than just evolve, I suppose. Or is he 20, 21? He's a kid that when we drafted him, he just played a few senior games. I think he went from Colts to reserves to seniors. And every time he stepped up, he just adapted really quickly. So we weren't too surprised when he adapted from pretty much went to the seniors straight away. Played him on the wing a bit. So what we did in the off-season, we sort of locked him down back and said, listen, you're going to be a third tall or a small, and he's just grown in that role. So he's got a really good tank and he's got speed. So he's got the combination and he's got discipline. So
yes, looks like it.
Yeah. So
good.
I don't know if that's Shep or not.
That's up to you. Yeah, it looks a bit different to Shep, but playing a similar role.
Yep.
Rachel Byron has for you. How is Gaffy going? His numbers in the waffle are looking good each week. How's he going?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, it's a really difficult position for him to be in because he's a proud man and he's done a lot for our club. So what he's done is he's eaten that pride up a little bit and doing everything he can to get back in. And while he's doing that, the leadership space is really important for our younger players, and I think he's really taken that on as well. So I'm really proud of how he's handling it, and hopefully we can get him back in soon. But it's tight for spots at the moment, and he understands that, and he's doing everything he can.
Yep, and that's a good place for the club to be. And Jason Higgins has for you, is Flying Ryan ready to make a comeback this week, and will he play forward or back?
I reckon he's not far off. Yeah, he's played 2 games. He's missed a lot of footy, like his last senior game was around 2 last year, so we were cautious to not bring him back too early. Played him half back, and the modern game, the skillful rebounding half back, Jets probably was one of the first really to come into that play. And we're looking at Liam just to freshen him up a little bit. We've been training him down there, and he's played a couple of really good games as a half back, so it's an option. At the very least, we can swing to it if we need a bit more bounce off the half back line.
I think you'll always know how to take a hanger in the forward line.
Yeah, he'll take a hanger in the back line too. I was saying to you before, he tries to switch the ball and he switches it by kicking a banana.
Brilliant.
So we'll see how we go. But he's definitely in our best 22, so it's just whereabouts.
Give you some more greys up in the coach's box. Bananas in the back line, that's brilliant. That's it for this week's edition of the SchoDown. Thanks to all the fans that took time to write in with their questions. Thanks to Simo for joining us this week, and good luck next week,
Thanks, mate. Cheers.